What if I told you there are things about Michael Jackson that even his biggest fans don't know? The man who revolutionized pop music, set iconic trends, and broke barriers wasn't just a superstar, he was a puzzle wrapped in brilliance and mystery. From a simple boy in Gary, Indiana, to the most famous entertainer on the planet, Michael's life is filled with astonishing truths you wouldn't believe. But here's the catch, not all of them are what they seem. Stick around, because in this video you'll learn about a patent he owned that redefined dance moves forever, a massive collection that reveals his intellectual side, and a shocking fact about his financial struggles despite his fame. Plus, at the very end, there's a jaw-dropping revelation about one of his most famous performances. It's something even many superfans have never heard of. Trust me, you'll want to hear it. Curious? Good. Let's start at the beginning with a side of Michael's life that shaped the superstar he became but wasn't glamorous at all. It's a story of family, struggle, and a small home with a big dream. Stay with me, it gets even more surprising from here. Before the glittering outfits, sold-out stadiums, and chart-topping hits, Michael Jackson's life was far from glamorous. Born on August 29, 1958, in Gary, Indiana, he grew up in a small, crowded home with his parents and 8 siblings. Imagine sharing a single bedroom with 5 brothers. Privacy wasn't an option, and neither was comfort. But what they lacked in space, they made up for in ambition. At the center of it all was Joseph Jackson, Michael's father. Joseph wasn't just a parent, he was the driving force behind the Jackson 5. His methods, however, were as strict as they were relentless. Practice sessions were grueling and mistakes often came with harsh consequences. Michael once described his childhood as being drilled like a soldier. But it was this discipline that turned a group of kids from Gary into international superstars. When the Jackson 5's fame skyrocketed, the family's world changed overnight. From a modest home in Gary, they moved to West Hollywood, swapping humble beginnings for a life of opportunity. But even with their newfound success, those early years left a lasting impact on Michael. He once admitted that his father's pressure taught him resilience, but it also robbed him of a carefree childhood. And here's the twist, despite the challenges, Michael's childhood struggles fueled his creativity. They gave him the drive to strive for perfection in everything he did. But as his life unfolded, perfection came with a price. Next, we'll reveal how a mysterious skin condition transformed Michael's appearance and sparked years of controversy. There's more to the story than meets the eye, literally. Stay tuned. Michael Jackson's changing appearance was one of the most talked about aspects of his career. Fans and critics alike speculated endlessly, was it personal choice, medical condition, or something else entirely? The truth, as Michael himself revealed, was deeply personal and far more complex. Michael suffered from vitiligo, a rare skin condition that causes patches of skin to lose pigmentation. For years, he battled this condition silently, trying to cope with its effects on his appearance and confidence. It wasn't until a highly publicized 1993 interview with Oprah Winfrey that he openly addressed it. "It's something I can't control," he explained, dismissing the rumors that he was intentionally lightening his skin. But even with this explanation, controversy followed him. Many didn't believe his account, and tabloids fueled rumors about him trying to erase his identity. Imagine living under that kind of scrutiny, every photo, every public appearance dissected for clues. For Michael, it wasn't just about his skin, it was about how the world saw him. To manage the visible effects of vitiligo, Michael reportedly used makeup to even out his skin tone. He also relied on medical treatments that further altered his appearance. These changes became a defining part of his public image, overshadowing his incredible talent in the eyes of some. But here's what most people overlook. Michael's openness about his condition helped spark a global conversation about vitiligo, long before it was widely understood. He turned a personal challenge into a platform for awareness, showing yet again how his life was a blend of triumph and controversy. Coming up next is a fact so innovative, it'll make you rethink what Michael Jackson truly brought to the entertainment world besides his music. Let's talk about the shoes that defied gravity. Michael Jackson wasn't just a master of music and dance, he was also an inventor. Yes, you heard that right, an inventor. In 1993, Michael and his team patented a groundbreaking design that left fans and engineers alike scratching their heads. This invention, a special pair of shoes that allowed him to pull off the impossible. Think about his iconic Smooth Criminal music video. There's a moment when Michael and his dancers lean forward at an angle that defies gravity, leaving audiences worldwide in awe. It looked like pure magic, but it was actually brilliant engineering. The secret was in the shoes. Michael's patented footwear featured slots in the soles that hooked onto pegs on the stage. These hooks anchored him just enough to perform that breathtaking forward lean without falling over. Combined with his natural skill and strength, it became one of the most memorable moments in pop history. But there's more to this story than a clever invention. The shoes weren't just about performing cool moves, they were a symbol of Michael's dedication to pushing boundaries. He wasn't satisfied with just dancing, he wanted to redefine what was possible on stage. And here's the kicker, his design was so effective that it inspired innovations in performance footwear, even outside the entertainment industry. That's right, Michael Jackson wasn't just creating for himself, he was influencing the future. Next, we'll uncover a side of Michael that most fans never saw, a man deeply devoted to giving back. His philanthropy was staggering, but few know just how far it went. Stay tuned, because this will truly change how you see him. Behind the dazzling performances and record-breaking albums, Michael Jackson had a heart for giving. Few people realize just how much he contributed to causes around the world, often without seeking recognition. In fact, he donated more to charity than almost any other entertainer of his time. During his Dangerous tour, Michael did something extraordinary. He pledged every single dollar earned, over $100 million, to charities supporting children, medical research, and education. Imagine this for a moment, a global superstar at the height of his career giving away all his earnings from an entire tour. That's the kind of impact he wanted to make. But it wasn't just about money. Michael would often visit hospitals and orphanages while on tour, spending hours with children who were sick or in need. He would personally deliver gifts, pay for medical treatments, and make sure they felt special. One story even recounts how he secretly paid for a liver transplant for a young boy whose family couldn't afford it. He also established the Heal the World Foundation, an organization focused on addressing global issues like hunger, homelessness, and child welfare. Through this foundation, he sent millions of dollars in aid to disaster-stricken areas, funded immunization campaigns, and supported educational initiatives worldwide. Yet, despite all this generosity, his philanthropy was often overshadowed by controversies in his personal life. Many people never got to see this side of him, but those who did, those he helped, remember him not just as the king of pop, but as someone who truly cared about making the world a better place. Next, we'll uncover one of Michael's personal quirks that might surprise you, his love for books. What he read and how many books he owned might just change the way you see this global icon. Don't miss it. Beneath the glittering costumes and larger-than-life persona, Michael Jackson had a quieter side, one that might surprise even his most loyal fans. Michael was an avid reader, and his love for books was unmatched. In fact, his personal library reportedly held over 10,000 books. That's right, 10,000. He wasn't just collecting them as decoration either. Michael devoured books on topics ranging from art and history to science and philosophy. He had a particular fascination with biographies, often saying he wanted to learn from the lives of great figures. This passion for reading wasn't just a hobby, it was part of how he constantly sought inspiration and stayed curious about the world. But here's the truly astonishing part. Michael was such a frequent visitor to libraries and bookstores that he allegedly racked up nearly $1 million in overdue library fees at one point. While that's a humorous detail, it also speaks volumes about his dedication to reading and learning. His love for books also influenced his art. You can find traces of literary references in his songs, performances, and even the way he crafted his public image. Michael wasn't just creating music, he was weaving together everything he learned and experienced into his work. This intellectual side of Michael Jackson is rarely talked about, but it paints a fuller picture of the man behind the fame. He wasn't just an entertainer, he was someone constantly striving to grow and understand the world around him. Next, we'll dive into a surprising paradox, how one of the richest performers in history ended up facing massive financial struggles. It's a side of Michael's life that few know the full truth about, and it's a story that will leave you stunned. You'd think that being one of the most successful entertainers in history would guarantee financial security. But Michael Jackson's financial story is anything but typical. Despite earning hundreds of millions of dollars over his career, he faced crippling debts later in life, reportedly exceeding $400 million by the time of his death. So how does someone with such monumental success end up in financial trouble? The answer lies in a mix of extravagant spending, high-stakes investments, and costly legal battles. Michael's lifestyle was nothing short of legendary. He owned the iconic Neverland Ranch, complete with its own amusement park and zoo. Maintaining it cost millions annually. On top of that, Michael had a habit of buying rare and expensive items, from fine art to elaborate costumes. But it wasn't just personal indulgence, he also invested heavily in his performances. creating some of the most groundbreaking tours and music videos in history. These ventures often required enormous upfront costs. Legal troubles further drained his resources. Years of lawsuits, settlements, and legal fees added up, leaving Michael in a precarious financial position despite his ongoing popularity. But here's the twist: even with all these struggles, Michael's legacy continues to generate immense revenue. His estate has since turned things around, becoming one of the most profitable celebrity estates in the world. And now for the moment you've been waiting for. That jaw-dropping revelation about one of Michael's most famous performances. Many believe the Moonwalk originated with Michael, but there's an unexpected truth about its history that will change how you see it forever. If you've made it this far, here's your reward: a deeper connection to Michael Jackson's life. Share in the comments which facts shocked you the most. Who knows? Your comment might inspire someone else to see the king of pop in a whole new light.